Hello, my name is Ashley. All too often you hear and read about the fatal outcomes of car accidents where someone was texting and driving. The fact that so many people think it is okay to type even 2 words on their phone while driving, on their phone behind the wheel, is an increasingly severe epidemic across the country and among drivers. Maybe some people consider themselves good at driving and simply do not see the danger that comes along with taking their eyes off the road for even 5 seconds at a time. However, even that does not excuse the harm that texting while driving can lead to. Many states and their governments create laws and regulations to deter people from driving recklessly and without care with use of cell phones. But it is more about us, and we need to take the pledge to ourselves that we will take this into our own hands and drop the cell phones. With education and caring for those around us, we can help to lower the amount of lives lost to such careless acts, as it is just unnecessary. There must be an end to texting and driving. With the rise of technological social media accounts and large amount of usage of cellular devices, the nation has seen some horrendous negative outcomes that go along with the positives of efficient communication. Let's talk first about how much we use cell phones. It used to be that the only way you could call someone was out of a landline at home or on the side of the street using a payphone. However, you rarely see landline phones these days, and any of the payphones you do see usually don't work. We have grown accustomed to these things called cell phones. They used to be just for businessmen and businesswomen for business purposes. Although increasingly younger generations got pay-as-you-go phones, and they use them for security reasons. I know when I was in the 7th grade, I got a pay-as-you-go phone, and I was only allowed to use it when I was at school, at a friend's house, or any other time that I needed to call my parents. I didn't rely on my cell phone, and I definitely wasn't driving then. Now, 1 in 5 of all drivers admit to browsing the web while driving, according to textinganddravingsafety.com. And it's not just teens that are doing it, it's adults too. Studies also show that 48%, or almost half of the kids ages 12 to 17 years, have been in a car where the driver was texting. Just think about the influence that parents are having among their children. If they're used to seeing it, then they're going to grow up to start driving and doing it as well. This is severely such an epidemic. Texting and driving doesn't seem to be going away, so we need to adapt and we need to recognize what actually happens when texting and driving occurs. Think about this the next time you text your best friend while driving. I also want you to consider this: the top 5 causes of death in America in 2013. This is according to Hannah Nichols and Dr. Helen Weberly. I'm going to list them in cause of severity to the least severe. The number 1 cause of death in America is heart disease. The second is cancer. The third is chronic lower respiratory disease. And the fourth is unintentional accidents, and the fifth is stroke. Just think about that. That means that if 25% of accidents are caused by texting and driving, and if accidents account for the 4th ranked cause of death in America, why is it still happening? Why are people not taking this seriously? That means that 1.5 million people are causing deaths by texting and driving, and that's right in the smack dab middle of serious illnesses and diseases. Yet, it is still 100% preventable. But why can't we put the phone down? We have, or at least many newer cars have, hands-free devices or Bluetooth so that you don't have to use your phone while driving at all. Some cars will send text messages for you when you receive one so that you don't have to even look at your phone. However, we just seem to have this knack for wanting to text people. We want to change the song that we're listening to, and we want to check Twitter to see where everyone's at on a Saturday night. Other than those obvious reasons, we want to know why we are so attracted to our cell phones while driving. Jonathan Seger, a member of the Sheriff's Department in Houston, Texas, knows the reason why, scientifically, we cannot seem to put our cell phones down. Okay, so we're addicted to texting. Psychologist Dr. Susan Wycheck says that we will do anything that, even if it kills us, that we like. There is something called dopamine, which is a hormone released in our brain when we get notifications on our cell phone, or when we win a game, or when we get a text message. And this is why our brain is so likely to answer the text when we are driving. It might be hard to avoid it, but it is very possible. Make it your mission, like AT&T, who advocates for a campaign, It Can Wait, and they are against texting and driving. Let's advocate for longer lives. Now you must take the pledge. As many companies and organizations are urging, please do not text and drive. Do not let texting be the death of you. Make it your mission to put yourself first and do your part to stop accidents and deaths caused by texting around the country. Using resources and a strong of our lives, and stop letting temporary moments get the best of us. While it's not 100% possible, we can do our best to get rid of it, at least for the most part. 5 years from now, we cannot afford to be losing so many lives to the use of cell phones while driving. We can learn to communicate in more positive ways without destroying lives. Please view the pledge and learn how to encourage others to do the same by logging on to safetextingcampaign.com. It takes 2 seconds to lose control of your car, but it takes a lifetime to replace the memories of a glimpse in time. It's up to you now to pledge that you will not be a victim to the disease which there is already a cure for.